Welcome to the Fan Club YouTube channel. Please make sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below.
Canada, our home and native land.
Hey, welcome to our country, me and Frizz.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
How's
Thanks
it
for having
going?
us.
How is it being in Canada?
Not so bad, eh?
Doesn't seem any different than any other city to me.
I was surprised because today in the hotel room, I'm rooming with Yelly,
Yes, you are.
and he asked me what the Canadian coins were, and he still doesn't know.
I
heard this story.
I told these guys walking on the sidewalk that in America, in the U.S., like normally when you get change, like it's pretty low amount. So like
Yeah.
you either leave it on the table, discard it. This probably sounds terrible, but like the odds that you keep those coins are like low. And so I did the same thing. I had them just on the nightstand, like just a little pile. And then little did I know it was like $12 worth of coins that were sitting there.
The loonies and toonies,
What a
folks.
pain in the behind.
A loonie
those
is
coins.
$1.
I don't get it. Like why the coins were like doesn't make any sense.
I know it. Putting in a machine though, you don't have to worry about those crumpled bills, which is pretty nice.
I'd
feel
rather
like-
have the bills.
I feel like because they're coins, that Canadians would typically lose more money than Americans because I agree. I don't value change as much. And even though like $1 is $1, I value like that $1 bill in my wallet. Like I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
That feels good. But then you have, a pocket full of change and you're like, not the end of the world if I don't keep this $1 coin.
Mm-hmm.
I think it hurts. I think it hurts us.
But you have to think about it this way, like I sometimes do. When you pay with change,
Frizz
it could be a
math.
little girl math here.
Frizz
Paying
math.
with change,
It's free.
It's just free.
You're right.
Is that what they say in Canada? Paying with change is girl
Could be.
math equal to being free.
Paying with change is free. That was a slogan for
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
company.
We're gonna put that on a T-shirt.
Free money.
Yeah, so that was my little
Loonies and toonies equal nothing.
thing this morning that I had a
When
bunch
you had
of.
$12 and you just went in there and chucked some coins at the Starbucks lady.
Yeah, I've been there twice today, and I've used nothing but loonies and toonies.
We're gonna
There
go
you
third.
Some free coffees.
I don't know. I'd probably start feeling funky if I had that much caffeine.
I think I'm gonna get one after this. Get dialed up for the next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got quite the busy schedule, and it's been a pretty fortunate few days. We've only been here since Wednesday, and it is Friday afternoon right now, but it's a kind of a newer trip for us.
Yeah.
It's almost a level up trip.
It's a good way to put it, a level up trip where, like, last episode we interviewed Nylander, and that was a really big level up for us. And now this episode we get to interview Clayton Keller, which is another really cool experience because we went from, not having an NHL All-Star on our podcast to now having two back-to-back.
Two in less
which
than
is
24 hours.
Really cool. Yeah, it feels like we've just learned a lot from doing that, I guess, and it teaches you, how to interact with those people, and they're similar to us, but I think just the experience of doing that, talking to those guys is really, it's fun, and it's also a huge bonus for us.
Uh-huh.
There's really no better city that it could have worked out in other than Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
our-
very we've walked
hotspot.
everywhere. We've never even been in a vehicle yet.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that the rest of the trip.
We're
That's our
just
goal.
wandering around, making connections, doing interviews, and I think we'll have some good NHL friends after this.
And then in
Yeah.
addition to that, like
Let's build
we're-
off of it.
We're doing a little PWHL action tonight with a Q&A. So, I mean, we're hitting every sort of like big hockey
Yeah.
thing
It
this
is
weekend.
it is cool because this is something that we've always planned for. Like when we started the podcast, we always talked about, we're going to all these different events and cities. Let's get some player interviews while we're there. And so now we're almost what, 1 year of the pod roughly.
Just over, I think.
Yeah, finally getting it done.
I think it's cool because it's like adding another layer to our new little trajectory of like making hockey fun. Doing this like adds another like layer, another level to making that happen.
It's timing out really well because we just talked about how our show is going to be more geared towards hockey, even when we don't have a guest on. And now we get to kickstart that with some interviews of, we have guests on. These are how they're going to go. We don't have guests on. They're still going to be connected back to the sport. And even to touch on the PWHL thing is that we've gotten to even say hi to a lot of them in the hotel and stuff this week, and they're so nice. Like I'm excited because we're going to get to actually talk to them more, hopefully on the show too. And it seems like we're going to have good conversations with them in the future too, just based off our little interactions in the elevators here and getting to meet them.
Canadian legend, Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Yeah, Will's good buddies with her now.
Yeah, we're buddies. I wish I said good game to her last night at the hotel, and then this morning she's like, "Hey guys, love your TikToks."
Yeah,
that was
sweet. That's awesome.
Probably sees the freaking wolf pack walking through, and they're like, "Who are these morons?"
That really is quite.
I
the
recognize
compliment.
them.
It is.
Think about that. It's a pretty cool,
she's-
gesture.
She's a legend.
Yeah,
she's
she's
one
the
of the
biggest
best Canadian women's player of all time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
coming from her saying that just in a passing of us walking by, that's a pretty cool. Just like
That gave us a
pat on the
little pep in
back
her
there.
Step,
How
pep in
about-
her step walking out the door.
Imagine us that happening, and it's like Austin Matthews
yeah,
saying that one day.
that would be insanity.
It's gonna be Keller after today.
Yeah,
Willie.
we're gonna get Keller in a couple TikToks if we got time. So stay tuned for that.
What are your projections on how that'll go? Because normally, like in the past, like it's a little harder.
Yeah, it is harder, but I think we're not making them lip sync a song or anything like that.
Yeah.
I learned a bit from Nylander too when we got him to do a couple things, like keeping it super simple. We're just gonna do I'm an NHL All-Star, of course, to get interviewed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him say that, and I'll just be kind of wanted to frame it up so he understands what he's doing. But no, they're always down to do videos like that. It's not like that's something that they're upset about doing or it's something that they're not comfortable doing. It's just when you just got to build a relationship first, and it's easier that way, and they can trust and actually have fun with it versus feeling like a gun's pointed to your head. Like, you have to say this.
Yeah, something else I noticed, something else that I've just taken away is with the All-Stars, it's like pretty much just them, maybe another guy on their team. So when they're with their social media people, it's just them for those few days. It's not a whole team where they can kind of hide maybe sometimes.
You think they're missing the boys?
Yeah, I'm sure some of them are that aren't used to being in front of the camera or in videos.
Not the Leafs. They got half their team.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's Team Bieber.
It's tough for some of the players because they're here by themselves. But then you got like the Canucks, you got the Leafs who have like 7 guys, 6'5", whatever, like a good amount of their players here.
I'd prefer to have one teammate.
You want to go one?
I would want one guy.
Yeah.
Because just thinking back in the day, when you go to a tryout and you don't know a single player at the tryouts, you're always so jealous. You feel outside of the loop when there's the couple players that have like played AAA somewhere else, like together.
They're the only ones talking.
Yeah, they're the only ones talking in the dressing room. Like, everyone's good buddies. They're all making the team, and then you feel like, oh, I have nothing to say. That was actually me at the Canadian World Junior Canada West tryout. So I was at that tryout. Guess who sat next to me?
Makar.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
Makar sat down next to you. Did you say anything to him?
No.
You didn't say a word. Like, you
not
introduced
really.
yourself?
Like,
hey, I'm Lawson.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Can I get
Going
some
for the
sock
same
tape?
exact spot.
Or was that the
Right-handed
last
defenseman.
spot? He took your spot.
So at the time,
sure.
when we were at, like, we rotated D partners. So one game he was my D partner, and at the time, up in the first 2 games, I was like, I know I'm better than this
Come
guy.
on.
No, I'm serious. I
No
legitimately
way.
no.
Take.
Maybe I was too.
Maybe
my
back
head was
then.
too big. But after the first 2 games, I was thinking, okay, I think I can take. Like, I think I got a spot over him at least. I didn't know who he was, and then I played D with him, and then immediately when I was his D partner, I could tell that he was telling me exactly what to do every single time. And
What do you mean by that?
he had just like a level of confidence that he was younger than me, but he was just leading the charge.
Dang.
And then so that kind of, to me, I sensed something that this guy is very confident about playing in this tryout, where I'm like not that confident. I'm like just hoping I can make the team.
Just trying to make it.
And then, yeah, sure enough, he makes the team, and he's by far the best defenseman. I'm thinking back, like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Thinking that I
that
could.
close, eh?
Yeah, I wasn't
That's,
even
that's
close.
like a
How
butterfly
old were you
effect.
during this?
17 or 18.
So that's crazy that, like, if he was 16 or 17, he had that confidence in hockey IQ,
Mm-hmm.
which is just such a natural thing.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that. So he just saw the game completely different than
He
you.
did, and
He might have been fairly equal skill wise, but his decisions were probably just like that's probably what pushed him over.
Where's he
I
from?
agree.
It's from Alberta.
Yeah.
Alberta
Played in
boy.
the AJ.
I played
AHL.
against
Wow.
him.
He was
He
on
got
Brooks.
two goals against my team.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, like, that could have been a butterfly effect. What if you would have made that team because they want to give him more like time in the juniors and whatnot? We might never.
But the
have
thing I
met
didn't
ya.
realize about those tryouts is when you're the young player there, and you get invited as like an underage, you pretty much know you're gonna make it. Like
Yeah.
Jost and Fabro were also there. They're younger. They shouldn't be at the tryout, but they're there because they're so good that they
Yeah.
already have a spot. And I didn't even realize that at the time.
Team was probably picked.
The team was picked.
Sounds
and
like
I
you were
wasn't
delusional
on-
back then.
I wasn't on the roster. I was
You're
was
the fill in the
delusional.
bodies.
Little farmer
Yeah.
from Manitoba.
But a small town potato farmer. Trying to
Winkler
make it big.
Flyers.
You think the boys were chirping you behind your back because you're the outsider?
You didn't have any
I
friends
don't know.
there.
Maybe.
You know, hockey players can be mean at that age. They can have
Yeah.
their little cliques.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you feel out of place in the locker room?
No.
That's good at least.
Where was it?
You held your
It
own.
was in Edmonton, somewhere just outside of Edmonton.
Wow.
So, moving on from that or connecting this, your little
How did that
almost
start?
pro tryout. So now we're interviewing people that made it through those ranks.
Yes,
Is a little insane.
it is.
It's
Yeah,
a pretty
it-
full
it-
circle moment.
It is insane because when you're that age and you're seeing them at the level and they're making it through the tryouts, for our perspectives on them, I remember they are so good. Like, I think you were talking about Keller before of how you were
Yeah.
scared to play
It's
because he's
intimidating.
so good. It's scary to
Yeah.
go up against an opponent like that because they have so much advantage. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And now we get to chat with them on a
Uh-huh.
more of a personal level, but back then it's way different.
Yeah. I remember those days because, like, in St. Louis, like, they're kind of away from a lot of the other teams. So when you go down there, you're playing them, like, 3 games in a row. And, yeah, it was, like, intimidating every single game. You just kind of knew what the outcome was probably going to be.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to have a really good chat with Keller, so I'm going to pop off and let you guys keep
See ya,
talking.
buddy.
Sounds good.
And then we're going to leave the mic for him when he rolls
Yeah,
on in.
Thanks for coming.
What's up?
Oh, hello.
We got our
Hey,
guest
yes,
in
how's it
here
going?
today.
Austin.
What's going on, Will? Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you.
Good to go. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Having fun on this All-Star weekend?
Yeah, it's been
I'm
good.
sure your schedule is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Got in late Wednesday, so I took it easy, and then I got a nice dinner with my family last night, so it was good.
Nice. So your
Not
family's
bad.
here for the weekend?
Yeah. My mom's here. My uncle actually a smaller group this year. My dad was working, and my brother's in school right now, so it's good to have some family here though, for sure.
Your brother, actually, so we're from Minnesota,
Yeah.
and have a family friend who coaches Wayzata.
Yeah.
And I remember when your brother was playing
he played
there
there.
a couple
A
years
couple
ago,
years. Yeah.
That's
He
cool. He's
loved
still
it.
playing?
Just like club at Ole Miss. He goes there now, so.
Yeah,
Not
my
bad.
brother does ASU for
Oh, no
club.
way.
So, yeah, that's,
Awesome.
people are loving that kind of hockey with all
Yeah,
those schools there.
yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
It might start getting the bigger time levels there.
Yeah.
I think it
hopefully.
is because, like, my brother, he's going to Kentucky next year to
Oh,
play,
wow.
like, ACHA, so it's
Yeah.
growing.
Dude, Americans
Nice.
are all over. They're eating up club hockey right now.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
For
So how was
sure.
the draft last night? We were watching a little bit on TV. We were working, but it looks like you got drafted to a pretty sweet team.
Yeah, for sure. It was a different experience a little bit as years prior. You're just kind of set to a team, so I think it was cool. That the guys kind of get to pick and have some fun with it, and the celebrities and stuff there. So it was pretty cool.
Were you a Bieber fan before last night?
Yeah, a little bit. Like growing up, yeah,
It's hard not to be.
yeah.
Did you end up going to the True House party?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a great time. He did a couple songs there, and he's still pretty good.
I was able to sneak in.
Okay,
I was on the lower level though, but yeah, that was pretty
Yeah,
cool for
yeah.
sure.
So
Very good.
is it like when the draft is going on, do you guys kind of like talk before the draft starts, like, hey, I'm going to be picking you, or is it like you're sitting out there and you actually have no idea like where you're going to be picked?
Yeah, I guess it just depends on if you know the guys that are picking. So I'm good friends with Austin. We kind of talked about if he was going to take me or not, maybe before, but I guess you never really know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool how they did it.
Yeah, it looked like quite the show. And we were late last night. It was back up on TV, and we watched the rerun where we could actually see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's kind of funny that all those celebrities are so involved, and I think that's pretty cool for the league this year.
Is he going to be on the bench tomorrow with you guys?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Give you a
I was
pregame
kinda
speech?
wondering the same
You
thing.
think
Yeah,
the Beeb
maybe.
knows a good forecheck to draw up on the board?
Yeah. What would it be? 2-on-1 aggressive? I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? So what are you doing tonight? The skills competition.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Night off. Yeah.
Night
That's
off.
not bad.
So what's
Yeah.
your plan then? You just gonna hang?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out. I think for a little, and then I'll probably just get dinner with my family and
Yeah.
go from there.
What What would you have wanted to do?
Yeah. Good question. Maybe one of the passing, or the stick handling ones, probably. I guess I would say.
Skill guy.
Skill
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
What would you have
Exactly.
done?
Oh, I'd probably go in the fastest skater. I'd say.
Yeah, right.
Eat one in the
Wouldn't
wall.
win.
Yeah. Well, kind of want to rewind it back here a bit. So growing up, you're from St. Louis, and
Yeah.
you were coached by Jeff Brown, Kachuk. So you had some pretty good mentors growing up. And on top of that, like that St. Louis time frame when you were going through that had some really star-studded players who are like yourself still playing. So how did that influence you growing up, having Keith Kachuk and Jeff Brown as your coaches?
Yeah. They were a huge part of all of our developments. They always made it fun, and we had such a great group of guys. We ended up having 5 guys picked in the first round, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
All kind of played together, knew each other. Jeff and Keith both, put a lot of time into our team, and I think they taught us how to play the right way. I always like to say we were the most unselfish team that played at, during that time. Jeff always said, make the extra pass backdoor instead of shooting it, and he's like, you want to, make those sports center plays, and I think that kind of stuck with us, and that's why we were able to be successful back then, and kind of have it translate over as well.
That's kind of cool that a coach said that.
Yeah, you don't hear that.
Most coaches
often.
just like fire the puck, get
Yeah.
it deep, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
pass off pad.
Yeah, no, he was the opposite. He wanted to make plays all the time, and like I said, he was super awesome to play for.
You played against that team?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
plenty of times. Yeah,
I remember those games, like driving down, whether it was like going to St. Louis or you guys coming up, is always
Yeah.
just like a little intimidating, knowing like what we're going up against, and
you guys beat us a few times, I think.
most of the time those games are good battles. So
Yeah,
so
for
it's pretty
sure.
cool. So
For sure.
in addition to hockey, like growing up, did you dabble in any other sports?
Yeah, I played a lot of baseball and golf growing up, and then hockey usually, I guess, was year round. But I played baseball until I was, I think, like 12, 13, and then I kind of stopped and transitioned into more of hockey. Also played basketball in 7th and 8th grade. I know it's hard to believe, but
All
I
over.
had a fun time doing that. So I tried to, play as much as I could, just with anything.
I also heard you had a pretty cool basement set up. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we actually moved when I was pretty young there, and it was an unfinished basement, and I wanted to have somewhere where I could, shoot pucks or rollerblade, and my dad kind of had this idea of just kind of putting 2 nets down there, and he kind of painted the walls with like fake boards, and there was like a bunch of fat heads. There's a cool picture of it, just with like 5 different guys and like 2 goalies behind the net. So it was just kind of a great place to work on my game. I spent, a lot of time down there. Just I'd throw the rollerblades on after school, after practice, whatever it was, and play music and just screw around, me and my brother. And I think,
Oh yeah.
those are the fun times for sure.
Dang, I had a basement rink at my place too, and it didn't work out for me.
Yeah. No.
Is roller hockey big in St. Louis?
It's decently big,
Good, man.
yeah. Pat Maroon, who's from St. Louis, he was big into the roller hockey, and he he still plays like he's
The rig
got
plays
sick,
those wheels.
sick hands. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
sick hands. That's
He
funny.
does. Yeah. He's a great roller player, but yeah.
Do you spend much time nowadays, like heading back to St. Louis?
Not really, honestly. I'll go back and see some family after the season, maybe spend a couple weeks there, see some friends. But I just kind of have everything in Arizona that I need, and training, skating is all within 20 minutes, and St. Louis is kind of a different story. I'm a little more on the Illinois side, so it's just there's a lot of great guys in Arizona too in the summer, so that's kind of where I spent the last couple of years, I guess.
Not a bad place to hang out.
Yeah, do you guys practice? Does the Coyotes practice at Mullet too?
No, so we have our practice rink that's kind of separate, so we're only at Mullet for the games really, but I have skated at the Mullet a couple times in the summer.
It's pretty fun down there for games, and it looks like you guys have made it super positive being at Mullet. Obviously, it's a smaller arena right now, but like it just looks like such a blast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a great atmosphere, as it should be. It's, but yeah, we had a good time with it. We've had a good home record. The ice is good. We just enjoyed maybe not driving as far to Glendale as it was the years prior. So, we've made the most of it, and I think boys enjoy playing at home for sure.
Yeah. So to get back on the timeline, once you left St. Louis, what was it like then following the footsteps of guys like Jonathan Toews and Sidney Crosby and attending Shattuck there in Minnesota?
Yeah, it was different, and I think, I just knew a couple guys that were kind of going there, reached out to me asking if I was going, and I just kind of wanted to try something new. I knew it would be good for me in the long run, moving away from home, basically living on my own at 14 with, other hockey guys. And I think that really helped me grow up. And, I thought I was going to be homesick, but that didn't happen once just because, you're always surrounded by your teammates and friends, and you don't even have time to think about home or anything else. So I think it was a great decision, and it helped me, mature and grow up.
Shattuck is such a cool campus.
Yeah,
too.
did you have
It's sick.
do you have Rooster sharpening your
Rooster,
skates?
the legend.
Rooster, who's
Yeah.
a rooster?
He's the rink
Legend.
guy there. Legend.
Yeah.
He shook some good hands.
I played in
there.
Omaha, so
Okay,
I probably
nice.
wouldn't. I would probably went there after, or would have played against you after you left.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay, nice.
definitely know Shattuck well.
Yeah, Rooster.
Mm.
That's funny. I
Walk
know
in
that
there
name.
into the arena, and it's just all these names on the
Yeah.
wall, and you're like, holy smokes, what is this place in the middle of Faribault, Minnesota?
Yeah. And then from there you went on to college.
Well, U.S. program, but then
U.S.
college,
program,
yeah.
sorry. Correction. Yeah, U.S. program. Like us, we all went through the college rankings. So how was that experience for you?
It was good. It was always kind of, honestly, BU or BC for me. I actually visited BC the first day and thought I was going there, and then I visited BU, and I was like, this is the place I want to go. And I had a great experience there. David Quinn, Steve Greeley was kind of early on in the recruiting. But so many guys were great to me, and we had such a great team. I knew a lot of guys that were there and guys that were going into it. So it was a great transition, and I love school. I miss it, for sure. We had such a great group of guys, and when people tell you to go to college hockey, I think they're 100% right, for sure.
Yeah, it's so. Like, a lot of people don't think about this, how big of a college town Boston is.
Yeah.
So many there.
For sure, yeah. That's another cool thing, too, about, I don't know, I like kind of the city feel, and there's always something going on. There's like 5 schools within, whatever, a mile or 2 miles. So it was cool. You got to meet a lot of people from different schools kind of all the time, and see buddies that play on, Harvard or BC even. So that was a great aspect, too.
So were you an academic scholar?
No, I wasn't. Unfortunately.
What
Can't have it
What were
all.
you going for? Taking classes for? You're just there 1 year, correct?
Yeah. So I didn't have to declare for a major, so I was just in general
Art.
studies,
Yeah.
which I think is no longer a thing at BU. But the school was actually decently tough. But
That's
I
what I've
Yeah.
heard.
I just didn't have a ton of classes, I guess. So
Not bad. That's not too bad.
No.
No problem
no,
at all.
it wasn't bad.
What would you say your GPA was after that 1 year?
I don't know. I didn't have anything worse than a C. I know.
There you
that.
go.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all
Stay
they ask for.
NCAA eligible.
Oh, that's good. So, obviously, you can see Frizz's hat there, and I think you see a few of the hats around. But the Yotes hooked us up a little bit ago with some of the amazing Arizona collection. Have you been a
Awesome.
little part of that? And what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I
You
think
seem like a
it's-
fashionable guy.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think that's kind of what maybe our sport's missing a little bit, just in terms of the fashion and getting more eyes onto us players. And I think doing collaborations with the Rude guy and Donnie, the other guy that just did a tracksuit for us. I think that's great, and we all love it. It's great stuff, and like I said, gets kind of more eyes onto our team and their design and things like that.
Yeah, I'm from Winnipeg, so Jets don't have anything like that. But they deeply need it. Yeah. 'Cause we always talk in our office, every time they come out with something new, it's always something cool.
Yeah,
and
it's something
we want
different
it.
that has not happened before, really. So
You touched on your time in Arizona and just how everything is close to you. It makes it easy to be there year round. So when off season comes, do you have any go-to things that you do? 'Cause I know you're a big golfer.
Yeah. Honestly, probably golf. Honestly, that's kind of what I do to get away from the game sometimes, and it's great to relax. I like the compete part of it, and I've met so many great people from other sports. Guys that are in Scottsdale, just good guys to know, good business guys. Being a member at a place, so it's kind of my getaway, I guess. And I've always loved golf, and it's just great to watch.
Are you guys around next weekend for the waste management?
No, we're actually we're going on Wednesday, I think, to the practice round, but we play Thursday, and then we're going on a road trip, so it kind of sucks.
Have you been to that tournament before?
Yeah, I've been there every single year except this year and last year. So
Very jealous.
Yeah, definitely jealous
yeah,
of
you
that.
got to make your way down there.
Looks
Good
like a
time.
blast.
Yeah.
Have you golfed with any guys on tour?
Yeah, I've golfed with a couple different guys. John Rahm.
Wow.
That's a big name.
Ches Reavy, Kevin Streelman, Kevin Stadler, Kevin Chappell. All great guys, and kind of just guys that I've met being around the golf scene a little bit in Arizona.
Who else on your team is a big golfer? Maybe, and who else is not a big golfer?
Probably any of the Euros probably aren't great, I would guess. Nick Schmaltz is a great player. He's very good, so I would probably put him
Him
up
be your
there
partner?
for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Who
No
wins
doubt.
head-to-head between you two?
I don't know. It's usually back and forth. Yeah, if we play, it's usually straight up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's usually a good match, and we're always on different teams, which kind of sucks, but it's good.
Yeah.
So are you, obviously we are a social media group. Are you into social media at all? Personally?
What do you mean?
Are you scrolling TikTok every day? Are you looking at things?
I mean,
follow
I try not
influencers?
to. I got the little screen time thing, so I
Smart man.
stay off of it. But yeah, I think it's good for sure. Yeah, it's definitely addicting. That's for sure.
That is right. And that's what's helped us. People are addicted to it.
Yeah, no kidding.
So on the road, obviously there's 31 other places that you get to go. What is your favorite road city to travel to, and why? Besides home. We'll skip home.
Winnipeg.
It's a tough one. I'd probably have to say New York. Usually it's a long trip. You're usually in one hotel for like 6 days. So we had some good times in New York the last couple of years. We actually had, we were, like I said, we were there for like 2 weeks, I think, 2 years ago. It was just great, team bonding, and spent a lot of time there. I just liked, playing at MSG is pretty cool. There's just so much to do when you're off or have time, great dinner spots. So that's probably my favorite.
Do you have a certain pregame meal you always like to eat on the road, or kind of keep it simple?
It's pretty simple. Sweet potato, chicken, and some pasta. Usually eat that every game day for the last couple of years. Sometimes I'll eat chicken parm as well. So
we were talking to Nylander yesterday, and he said he sneaks in Chipotle quite often.
Yeah, really?
He's got no strict pregame meal whatsoever. Chipotle.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen with people, like teammates' diets? Or I know there's rumors, maybe fact, that Ovi drinks Dr. Pepper on the bench or something. Like, what about guys that you know?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. Oh man, weirdest.
We had a guy
like superstition, you're saying, or
just like maybe even a random like snack that they just like a junk food they're eating before games.
Oh, it's tough.
I know we had a guy on our team who would drink like 3 C4s. It's just like, dude,
Heart attack.
all right?
Yeah.
Might be a little much. God, nothing's coming to the top of my head right now.
What about your
Maybe they hide it well.
own superstitions? Do you have any?
Yeah, I'd like to say it's routine, but yeah, I got a couple. I mean, they're all just simple, I guess, but I try to keep it the same every time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but you went to Australia.
Yeah. How
was that experience?
It was good. It was the longest flight I've ever been on. But, it was great to, we had a lot of new guys from the coming into the year. And it was great to, spend some time with them, kind of get everyone together early. And we definitely had a good time over there for sure. The ice wasn't great, but that was the only bad thing.
Do any surfing?
No, I actually didn't see any body of water when I was there, surprisingly. So...
Interesting.
Yeah.
See any animals? Or those
we went to
they got a lot of creatures out there.
Yeah, I went to the zoo the one day and saw some.
They didn't put you out in the outback.
Yeah, kangaroos and koalas, but yeah, it was good.
Sounds like a cool spot. Is that the furthest place you've ever been away from home?
For sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you can beat that
No, I don't think
geographically.
You can.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know. We heard the news about an hour or two ago about next year how they're taking a little pause on the All-Star game, and
Four Nations Face-Off, I believe, is the title of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're one of the best American players still playing, and I don't know exactly where it is. I didn't read too much up on it.
I saw a projected
Boston
lineup
or something,
but
there's already projected lineups. I think you're playing. I don't know who you're
Right
playing
wing.
with, but
yeah.
that'd be pretty cool to represent USA again.
Yeah, definitely. Any chance you get to represent your country, on a stage like that's amazing. There's so many great American-born players now, and the game's continuing to grow, and they won the World Juniors this year, which was good to see, and I think USA Hockey's done a great job of developing, and that'd be pretty special for sure.
Yeah, because that's coming next year, and then 2026. I just saw the Olympics are also going to be happening,
Yeah,
so
great.
it's almost like a warm up for hopefully the Olympics can be back to the way it should be,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be, like I said, a good tune-up, and I think the Olympics being back's awesome. People want to see the best on best, and I remember watching all the games. Oshie when he scored, in the shootout and things like that. So I think that's amazing.
How do you think you would go into a mindset? Say the Four Nations face off right in the middle of the NHL season, and you're lining up against a Coyotes teammate. What do you like? How would that go? What would you be thinking?
I mean, I think it'd be fine.
It'd be fine.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
You wouldn't take it too eeasy on him.
No, not at all.
That's sweet. Yeah, I mean, you are one of the best American players playing. we're from the States too, and it's been so fun to see USA hockey grow. And I think a lot of it has to do with guys your age too. I think your birth year has been a giant stepping stone, and ours, I guess. But where do you see USA hockey going? Do you see a lot of younger kids continuing to come, and just with the growth of hockey in non-traditional hockey states, how great is that?
Yeah, I think it's you said it pretty well. I mean, obviously Austin Matthews going first overall from Arizona, not a huge hockey market at the time, but now you can see just the impact that he's had. There's always youth games going on actually at our practice rink, just tons of teams, traveling in, and it's great to see that. And I think USA Hockey has done a great job. Even at the U.S. program, a lot of great kids with personalities, and I think that's also helping the game grow a little bit. And I think they're doing everything they can to continue on that trajectory.
Yeah, some of those sellies this year at the World Juniors were pretty crazy. That Sweden game was
outrageous.
fun. It's good.
For
We
the
gotta get
TV.
back on top, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Gotta take the Canadians down.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So what else you got planned for the weekend besides hanging with family? You doing anything while you're in Toronto?
Nothing. Just a couple of autograph signings. Jumping on here with you guys. Just trying to enjoy it. Went to the gifting suite earlier. Got some nice stuff there, and just taking it easy and back at it once I leave on Sunday.
You got your outfit picked out for the walk-in, the All-Star game?
I'll probably just wear some. I don't know, wear something
Nothing
nice.
crazy.
Nothing
we
too
can
crazy.
break on the air right now.
No.
Well, awesome, man. It's been a pleasure to meet you a little bit. I know. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
No
We got a
problem.
little gift for you. Maybe you can wear this to the game tomorrow. But
Awesome.
this is our little brand, No Bad.
Sweet.
But yeah, Clayton, thank you
guys.
so much, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you guys
Thank
for having me.
you.
That
Go
was
Team
great.
Matthews Bieber.
Yeah, let's
Matthews
go.
Bieber.
Let's go.